Hello Game of Thrones fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lady Firesnow. Thanks so much for joining me today, and don't forget to like and subscribe as it does help grow my channel. I don't know about you, but I've been counting down the days until Season 8 begins, which officially is April 14th, if you haven't heard. That's about 3 weeks away, so if you are wanting to re-watch the Game of Thrones, I would tell you to get on that right away. They will be premiering it on HBO Live, I believe starting first week of April, and then they'll pretty much be playing the entire series consecutively until Season 8 begins. You can also watch it on demand at any time, and I hope you'll continue to watch my videos. Next week, I'll be working on a Bran and White Walker video. I have been looking forward to making that video, but I know it's going to take a lot of research, and I know that he is the key to the end of the series. So I've been waiting to the end of the long night to make Bran's video. In my last video before the season premiere will be a review of all of my videos and predictions, including things I think we will definitely see, things I need to see, and things we want to see.
Flames that shot so high and hot that even dragons burned will never be the final sights that fell upon their eyes. Fly upon a wall, the waves, the sea wind, whipped and churned.
A city of 1,000 years, and all that men had learned. The doom consumed it all alike, and neither of them turned.
I suppose this is it then. This is what remains.
Today's video is about dragons. Zazdrizes Buzdadis Kostawar. So for those of you who don't know, there used to be many dragons owned by many lords in Valyria before the Doom. If you want to know more about the history of the Targaryens and how they ended up in Westeros, as well as the history of the dragons, you can research tons of videos on YouTube.
Shall we begin?
Have you ever seen a dragon, Khaleesi? I believe what my eyes and ears report. As for the rest, it was 300 years ago. Who knows what really happened? Blood of my blood. Dragons, Khaleesi. They could never be tamed, even by their mother.
What did your brother say about them, Khaleesi?
He said they ate meat.
He didn't tell you what kind of meat.
My brother didn't know anything about dragons. He didn't know anything about anything.
Dracarys. Dracarys. He'll be able to feed himself from now on.
Dracarys. Stormborn of House Targaryen, Queen of the Andals and the First Men, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Chains and Mother of Dragons. Why did they build it?
Dragons don't understand the difference between what is theirs and what isn't. Land, livestock, children. Letting them roam free around the city was a problem.
I imagine it was a sad joke at the end. An entire arena with a few sickly creatures smaller than dogs. But in the beginning, when it was home to Balerion the Dread, it must have been the most dangerous place in the world.
Trakoi. Alla gigessimai, ma vijazri atinarmai. Bosmanha boskal. Hanna bobokak sendo trakoi. Hanna okak ierie. Hanna kabak sanali erua haleon. Rei haparesere omai. Hasheri hrize vito piovi haveshe vikasgar. Imagine Mohari o Quenigin Moi!
Sandori! Hasieri Vajira Hashi Sandali! Minajo Mikhal Drogo Asaskoime Hasatim! Shira Giviti Hira Savason! Hasieri Manhan! Machine! Mayeyan!
We can hold them off.
Dracarys.
You can't. The most important person in the world can't fly off to the most dangerous place in the world.
Who else can?
No one. They knew the risk when they left. You can't win the throne if you're dead. You can't break the wheel if you're dead.
So what would you have me do?
Nothing. Sometimes nothing is the hardest thing to do. If you die, we're all lost. Everyone, everything.
You told me to do nothing before and I listened to you. I'm not doing nothing again.
That was a good little recap on the dragons for you. So now we're going to talk about what are the fate of the dragons. If we want to know the fate, then we must first look at what the show has given us and the history of dragons. And that to me is foreshadowing of what we can expect. We get our history from Princess Shireen Baratheon and Arya Stark.
Growing fast.
Not fast enough.
What's this one now?
The Dance of Dragons. A true telling. By Grand Maester Munkin.
Well, that sounds like a proper story.
Sir Byron Swan wanted to kill the dragon Vhagar.
Divito magis.
Zadrizes buzdaris kos daor.
Ragi Valere.
Nige Daenerys gel masmo hen Targaryen lentrot. En Valeria wipoana garixan. Valeria munioengos nuhis isa. Dove gedi? Axia osentas, menti osentas. Kiloni pilos lue vale tolvi osenetas. Inini odrigatas. Urnei lue dolide prijatas.
Aske! Cesena!
Dracarys.
He polished his shield for a week so that it was like a mirror. Then he crouched behind it and crept forward, hoping the dragon would only see its own reflection.
But the dragon saw a dumb man holding a mirrored shield,
And burnt him to a crisp.
thus ending the dragon-slaying career of Sir Byron Swan.
Harold the Black thought this castle would be his legacy. Greatest fortress ever built. Tallest towers, the strongest walls. Look at it now. A blasted ruin. Do you know what happened?
Dragons?
Yes. Dragons happened. But an attack from the air with dragon fire. Harren and all his sons roasted alive within these walls. Aegon Targaryen changed the rules. That's why every child alive still knows his name, 300 years after his death.
Aegon and his sisters.
Hmm?
It wasn't just Aegon riding his dragon. It was Rhaenys and Visenya too.
Correct. Student of history, are you?
Rhaenys rode Meraxes. Visenya rode Vhagar.
I'm sure I knew that when I was a boy.
Visenya Targaryen was a great warrior. She had a Valyrian steel sword she called Dark Sister.
She's a heroine of yours, I take it. Girls were interested in the pretty maidens from the songs. Jonquil, flowers in her hair.
Most girls are idiots.
You remind me of my daughter.
You must get bored down here. I brought you something to read. It's about Aegon and his dragons. Aegon used to live here. Did you know that? And the Targaryens built this castle.
So they did.
And the title of the whole book is An History of Aegon the Conqueror. My books are better than these boring scrolls. You could read about Balerion the Dread. They say you can still see his skull in the dungeons beneath the Red Keep.
What are you reading?
The Dance of Dragons.
What's it about?
It's the story of the fight between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon for control of the Seven Kingdoms. Both of them thought they belonged on the Iron Throne. When people started declaring for one of them or the other, their fight divided the kingdoms in two. Brothers fought brothers. Dragons fought dragons. By the time it was over, thousands were dead. And it was a disaster for the Targaryens as well. They never truly recovered.
Dance of Dragons. Why is that a dance?
It's just what they call it.
Make much sense.
I think it's poetic.
Daenerys is the last pure-blooded Targaryen, meaning Targaryen mother and Targaryen father.
Dragon.
And if she dies, which I do believe she will, then that will die with her. Her bond with the dragons, hopefully though, will be carried on. If you're not on the Dany and Jon baby train, it's time to hop on, because the show writers practically spoon-fed that information, and their child will be the last surviving Targaryen, especially if we lose Jon too. This is a definite foreshadow that Jon is going to ride a dragon, and if it's not, I'm going to be very angry at the show writers. I do believe they are walking toward the dragons, hopefully for Jon to bond and learn to ride.
But I'm not a Stark.
I am hopeful, like many of the other Game of Thrones community, that these scenes of the dragons flying through the mountains in Season 8, maybe there's some CGI cut out, and maybe Dany and Jon are riding these dragons. Whenever it happens and however it happens, I can't wait to see it.
They're beautiful, aren't they? How far did you carry me?
They are. It's gorgeous beasts.
Dragon riding's not easy.
Drogon, we need to return. My people need me.
I don't see Rhaegal going, "Come on, Jon, hop on me, let's go." I think it's going to take a little bonding, and I think they're going to make us wait a little bit too. I do believe this scene is foreshadowing what they're going to have to do in order to defeat the Night King's dragon, the undead Viserion.
Come on, you fucker.
I think this, in combination with 2 dragon riders on 2 dragons, I don't think we're going to be defeated by the Night King. I think once they get to King's Landing and Jon's got control of Rhaegal, they're going to take Viserion out. I don't think dragons can truly die forever. I'd like to believe that Drogon and Rhaegal will make it to the end of the series. But if they don't, at least I do believe we will see some dragon eggs at the end of the series. In my last character and predictions video, I'm going to be going over Bran and the White Walkers. Based on what happens to the White Walkers, whether they are defeated or if they are just pushed back to the lands of Always Winter, will determine whether Drogon and Rhaegal survive. Please comment down below. I love to hear the thoughts of my viewers. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Time.